And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I look, and Coolio is over there. I'm kind of thinking about it for a minute, and I'm like, and I walk up, I go, hey, you're like, what's up? Are you Coolio? And he's all, yeah. And I'm like,
how are you going to ask Coolio?
No,
Coolio?
So I was like, are you Coolio? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, where's your people? And he's like, I'm just rolling.
People.
And he goes, I'm just rolling myself. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, oh, nice meeting you. I walk over to the guy at the front, and I go, hey, listen, man, I'm with Coolio over there, and I got some people that we got to get upstairs, and like, can you make this happen? And the guy he looks over, and he sees, of course, Coolio's over, like he is over there. And so the guy goes,
used him.
He goes, all right, get your people and let's go upstairs. So now all of a sudden, Coolio's rolling with me in the SEMA show.
Did you say come along and ride with me?
No.
Voyage?
This comes later.
Bolts, the loss is shocked. Does this shock us?
It's not very shocking, is it?
Shocking.
It's shocking. You're making fun of my tweak, and last night I might have tweaked out a
well,
little bit.
I was actually thinking of the bolts missing because, like I said, I referred to it as like, is this like a sock missing in the dryer kind of thing? Because when you told me about bolts missing, I'm like, what?
Well, let's bring the audience up to speed here before
what
we're
we're
doing
talking
this.
about.
Yeah, so maybe I was tweaking out last night and maybe organized all the bolts on my truck.
Take out of Theresa.
Exactly. So yeah, but the best part is I shared this with my neighbor who I should have multiples of these bolts. I should have pairs of everything, and I don't. So like you said, it's a missing sock.
So they went to the plater. They just did not come all. They did not.
Not all of them came
Well,
back.
some of them, like you said,
This little piggy went to the market, and this one stayed there.
Not so much.
Some of them are like the little wheezy toy from Toy Story that gets stuck between the thing, and he doesn't have a Weezer, so he can't.
I was gonna say, I think socks usually it's just get like stuck to the inside of a pant leg of some jeans.
Oh, no,
that's how it's
you
done.
don't realize until later you find it.
There is a black hole that leads to somewhere,
Or the
and
lint
socks
trap.
go to
Yeah, the
that.
lint trap for the socks. Or
The whatever the time space conundrum or whatever it is the dryer continuum. That's what it is.
It's a conundrum.
It is a conundrum.
At this point, it is.
Well, because there's yourself on the other side in the other universe,
Right.
On the other side of that dryer, and now they're missing their sock.
Yes.
That you have.
So we're
My
selfishly thinking
doppelganger
that
is
we've
pissed.
lost our
Yeah.
sock.
And
But now they have an extra sock.
found
And this is what's happening with the
Stole a sock.
bolt.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, we were
other-
talking about
disintegrate.
bolts.
Other
Well, maybe it
dimension,
did. We
other
don't know.
dimension. Marcel has extra bolts now.
That's what we were
Exactly.
trying to figure out. He said
baggies.
maybe it
Baggies.
All
just
set up.
vanished.
Well, I was told that they can deteriorate or corrode inside the plating, but I've been
For
told,
the acid dip.
I have been told
Okay.
a lot of things in life. So,
That's what they were told when the guy was like, "Hey, I
told.
need one of those."
yeah, after he's like, I've been looking for that. Yeah. Oh, that castle nut, I've been looking for that.
Yeah.
He doesn't need all.
That's
He doesn't
the
need four of
story
them. He needs
that's
only two, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they gave us. It's like IKEA giving you that extra set
Yeah.
of parts in case you lose one. They were like, "Oh, he just needs these for one
You
truck.
guys,
He's
you
not."
always know when you finish a car and you have extra parts. As
I
soon as you
know.
did it right.
Well,
'Cause you
and
had
that's
extra
what I'm
parts.
thinking. This bath, maybe they just have all these little missing pieces.
It's
in
all
there
the
that
It might have
socks.
gone to
It's all the
someone
socks into the
else's
one
shop.
place,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's like the
So-
bottom of the lake. You drain
Yes.
the bottom of the lake,
And
and you
you're
start
like,
finding a
oh,
bunch
wow.
of random stuff.
Now I'm gonna know why that the metric bolt doesn't go on the standard,
Thread, yeah.
right? Because I'm gonna understand because I didn't get the right thing back. So
Yeah, maybe you got somebody else's bolts back.
Oh.
So I blew up my motor, right? I spun
I
a bear.
saw that.
That's
We
true.
took that out, and
Yeah.
anyway, Greg drops it off at Armec, and he's going to check to make sure that I didn't crack a cylinder wall, and if so, sleeve it. He's like, yeah, they called me. I went and picked it up because it's the strangest thing. I have bolts that have 5. It has the cylinder with the arrow, and he says, and I didn't get those, and he says, it's really weird. He goes, I think it's your motor.
Oh gosh!
And he's like
Like it's a
I
different
just
block?
don't even
Oh,
know.
wow.
It's totally solid. It's just, he goes, there's something.
Something's not right.
Something's not right.
Oh.
A couple hours go by, Armec calls back and says, hey.
You don't have that.
yeah. By the way,
You're like, I didn't have a Ford.
No, it's an LS
I know, but it would have been funny.
yeah.
It would have been funny.
Right.
Yeah.
This crank doesn't fit in this block.
Yeah. So apparently that's the thing. He put the the block all back together.
Yeah.
So that was what made it so easy for me to actually
To
go
just-
in and actually come in and work. But yeah, it
The
was
right one.
At least they caught it before you started
Better when you're
know.
like,
going too
yeah.
crazy.
Full on.
I'm like,
yeah.
it might not have been a big deal, but then, like, yeah, like you were saying,
Could've
there
been a
was
huge
certain
deal.
parts that
Yeah.
that went with what you had that
yeah,
you should have gotten back at
Michael
least.
shit.
Yeah.
Give me a break, man.
So how's it
Yes.
going then with the progress?
Well, he's done. It's in the car.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
I was there to put the McLeod clutch in. Little plug for McLeod Racing because we love Krista and Paul
Paul
Lee
and
and
Bob.
What about Will?
Will.
Oh, Will.
Mr. Clutch himself.
right.
Sorry, Will.
Yeah, sorry, Will.
Can't not mention Will.
He's the guy we need to get
Whoops.
on the show.
Yeah,
Yes,
we've
agreed.
said that.
Agreed.
We've said that.
Yeah.
And trying to coordinate his travel schedule
Right.
is
Yeah.
challenging.
So I said I met him in the middle of the Saudi Arabia desert.
I love
There you
that.
go. Right?
And
what a place to meet that guy.
And his thing is that laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could hear it
You
across
can hear,
the desert.
hear it coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think he just thought
call.
it was infectious.
Oh no, they could hear it across the desert.
Oh,
yeah.
it was
The camels came.
Yeah, yeah.
pretty much.
Right.
Round him up.
Oh no, that was like an epic memory.
I love that.
I am disappointed that because I got invited to go to that
Yeah.
as well, and I'm bummed. I mean, I had another gig that was the same weekend that, kind of had to keep going with, and I was like, oh, I'll go next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never
and
was
it's
next
the-
year.
yeah,
and that
yeah.
was 6
That
years
was
ago
it.
or something.
That was
yeah.
it.
Saudi
Yeah.
Auto Salon, right? Is
Yeah,
that what they call
global
global
auto.
auto?
Yep,
Yeah,
global auto
but
salon.
hosted by Saudi Arabia
Yep.
and the royal family and all
Yep.
that stuff out there.
It was
And-
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It was
We were
really cool
talking-
to be
yeah,
part of.
when are you going to
Yeah.
ever get that
Yeah.
kind of an experience again?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can go there to Saudi Arabia. You can
No,
visit,
But
but
you're
with
not going to have that
with that
experience, right?
environment and all your friends and
Yeah.
all the people
Yeah.
from our industry here going
Right.
over there was,
Yeah.
must have been pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
It was amazing.
Okay.
That's
Good memories.
Good memories.
stuff.
Is that would you say that's your favorite trip? What would be your favorite road trip or motorcycle trip maybe?
Ooh, that's a good one. That was a pretty high one there. Yes, I got to drive in the desert.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was amazing because they weren't allowing women to even drive only 6 months earlier in Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it was
that was pretty awesome that they
you
even
were
allowed me to do something
theoretically
like that.
one of the first women
yeah,
to
exactly.
drive in Saudi
Right.
Arabia.
Exactly.
So.
That was a pretty good experience, I would have to say. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, gosh, every time I go to Baja, it's like
Yeah.
always
For the
good.
race or just
Any-
going?
Well, yeah, it's-
Expedition X off road, they do like the Raptor runs down there, chasing any of the Baja races or just going down there. But yeah,
yeah.
man,
It's
both
pretty
of
easy to
those.
get lost in Baja, though. It's not
In a good
difficult.
way.
Yeah, that's what I'm
In a
saying.
good way,
Like,
yeah.
not
in a
where
good
you're-
way.
Yes.
It is in a good way because you're going down to places that like you're like only a couple hundred people maybe have
That's
been
what I'm
to
saying.
this
Yes.
area
Yes.
before,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yes.
this is epic,
Right.
Like, how has the rest of the world not been here? How is it
Yeah.
not? I know. Exactly,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Because
Censor
of the
that.
dirt roads you have to take to get
Right,
there. Not
right.
everyone wants to take
Well,
them.
and it's funny too that you mentioned that because you obviously are going there for off road, and I go there for a lot of surfing. And
Oh,
to
yeah,
see,
great.
just to see the people and the way the people treat us,
Yeah.
is the way that we should be treating our own Americans.
Yeah, it's a
because they're
different
so
culture.
happy to see us. They're so excited. They're
Agreed.
so like just grateful for you being there because
Yeah.
obviously you're spending money with them.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, like
But it's a huge event for them to have.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, you see how many people down there, have now a love for off-road culture, or you see like
Yeah.
the Fox hat.
I
and,
know.
You know,
Stickers.
you know,
yeah, totally.
yeah,
yeah.
to them too. That's like now that's part of their culture a little
Right.
bit. Is all the Americans coming down and off-road
Right.
racing?
Yeah.
And, they kind of and then they get involved in it as
Right.
well.
I
So
love that.
The people are just cool there.
what
Super cool.
what's your favorite road trip been?
I like it.
Ooh, I'd have to say going to Colorado to race in Colorado, but I took Weston with me. It was just he and I. And
In
it
your
was
Corvette or in where
took
were
the
you?
motor home and had the Corvette on the back, and at Pikes Peak International Raceway.
Nice.
And I did an Optima event, and
Nice.
it was each of the kids have had a road trip, and he was the last one. And he was hating it at first. He was like, because you're taking me away from my friends, and I have my phone. And so he went and he'd lay down in the back of the motorhome while I was driving. And I'm like, dude, you need to come up here. We're driving through Flagstaff. I'm like, there's dead cattle on the side of the road.
That got his attention.
Then he came up, and then he's like, well, can I drive? I'm like, sure, I don't care. And so once he started to get a little bit more open, we had an amazing time. It's something like that you can't.
I think most road trips, until you're really out an hour or two from where you live,
right,
it doesn't really feel like you're doing a whole lot. It's just like,
That's a great point.
Like, I'm going to start a road trip and go 1,000 miles in the first 2 hours you're sitting in traffic that you do. So it's not quite the same experience until you actually get out there and see new things. And
I did also have, this is bad, I did also have a very memorable college extravaganza.
Okay.
Is more than that.
Yeah.
Just all of
Extravaganza.
We went from Southern
Spring
California to the top of taking Mason, looking at colleges.
Oh,
so that was all of the way from Southern California to the tippy top of Washington State. So
that's cool.
Getting those times, I think, that's super important to me. Making that type of a memory. Yeah. That's just what I've been exposed to. But those are my favorite. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you for listening.
And I'll pass the talking stick.
Right. So, and what I love about like the road trips like this, you get to like have experiences with other people on a different level. Yeah. Like it's not just
you're meeting
like
people. I mean, there's even just that we were talking about that Mint 400 trip.
Yes.
There's a couple people I met just on that, and have maybe only talked to him one or two times since. But then anytime we've seen each other, it's like, hey, there's more of a connection than just
agreed.
Quick thing, because there's that shared experience and maybe some shared craziness and stuff like that. So if it's my turn, then I'll share some more craziness.
So you mean the washboard road wasn't your favorite road?
Yeah, that wasn't your favorite?
So far, I should say.
I mean, top 10.
A part of the what's the definition of the favorite road trip? Like the overall experience or the actual road trip driving there?
The road.
Because that would be the worst. That would be the worst. But no, one of my favorites definitely. We went up to our club. Puts on a show in Oregon called Relaxing at the Rock. And so it's a couple-day show. This is time they did it at the fairgrounds in Salem. And so a bunch of us down here decided to take a road trip, up to Oregon. And so me and my friend Andy in his truck, he's got a bagged OBS truck. Our buddy, friend Juanito in a bagged S10 Blazer.
Keeping it together.
Well, I like his name.
Know where this is going.
I like Juanito.
Juanito, well, because there's another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's either the other one, as in
or
like
he's
other
Juanito.
one,
or
Juanito.
Yeah.
So we started in Huntington Beach, all met up super early in the morning, went to Visalia, picked up our friend Rick. So it's two custom bag trucks. We're driving the whole way up to Oregon, and obviously making the stops along the way. So obviously stopped first in Visalia, nothing crazy, hung out. Went to, I think, had lunch near Sacramento, or like late lunch in Sacramento or something. Stopped at the Capitol, went in there, walked around and, usual stuff. And then the crazy part, so we went right into the Oregon border. Or no, I think, so we stayed, there's several things on this trip I want to key on, so it's trying to remember all of it.
It's a hell of a trip.
Yeah. No, I said barely even started. So no, we stayed in Redding that night, and I guess a bunch of other people were staying at this one hotel that were also driving up, but they were already sold out. So I also learned that a Best Western Plus is only a plus in the lobby. The rooms are still just horrible.
Right.
They're horrible in the back.
That is so funny you just say that, because we just stayed in one, and the other guys that were staying somewhere else, and they walked in there like, well, your lobby's nicer.
Yeah. The rooms.
But that's about it.
That was
weren't.
the only thing they said. Your lobby's
we,
nicer.
we saw
So
the
like, who cares about a lobby?
Right.
No, we went there and it's like, well, this is nice. There's like cascading stairs
It's
and
nice,
like super
yeah.
nice. And then
The
we get
lobbies
in
are
and
nice.
it's like, this is not
Creepy.
that nice.
Same.
Did you know that the Nitto Recon Grappler is my favorite tire? And I love that Nitto is a tire brand that's fueled by enthusiasts. They actually have a new program that's free to join and gives you exclusive access to Nitto merch, event invites, and much more. And it's called Nitto Fastlane.
That's easy for me to remember. And it's free to sign up and become a VIP. The Nitto Fastlane is the only way to access free, exclusive merchandise, event invites, and much more. Prior Fastlane giveaways have featured collaborations with Rugged Radio, Baja Designs, Carhartt, and many more.
Now's your chance to join Nitto's only VIP program, the Nitto Fastlane.
Sign up at drivingline.com/Nitto-Fastlane.
And we linked it in the show notes below, so check it out.
Just driving up there. So at that point, we're driving through all the, forest, the,
Yeah,
it's
it's beautiful.
sequoias,
It's like gorgeous right
all
when,
that
on
stuff.
the border right
yeah.
there.
So,
really
I mean, it's just super nice drive. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
this
passed
was in,
Shasta, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right
Yes.
past
Way
Shasta.
through.
yeah. And that's what we were saying. We're like, okay,
So
next
pretty.
time
Pass.
Yeah.
we're going to get a, cabin like
I was
in
thinking
Shasta
the same
Yeah.
rather than
thing.
staying in
Yeah.
Redding or
Yeah,
something.
totally.
Like, let's
Right.
get a cabin
like
or
flat.
something.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then, and of course, we in California we stopped at Weed, California. There's
an actual town
There's
called
a town called Weed,
Oh, okay.
and there's plenty of.
You're buying weed?
No, there's plenty of. Well, that's part of the stuff I'm
But-
leaving out for
but-
YouTube demonetization because we spent probably 5 hours at
Okay.
our friend. A friend of ours owned a dispensary in Oregon.
Okay.
And we spent probably 5 hours there one.
Okay, that
one
makes
of the
sense.
days. So,
That makes sense.
so okay.
Were you trimmers or what?
No, we just
Little
needed
side
to,
hustle?
We just needed to wait
Sorry.
wait it out before we kept driving again.
Yeah.
Okay. This is all edited out.
yeah,
So I'm not
so-
concerned.
Filmed in Mexico.
So, but so that was the way up there. Basically, there was even more stuff happening at the.
Excuse me.
So obviously the show was great. Had a great time there. Went back to the hotel to kind of get cleaned up or whatever. Because all going to meet up for dinner. And as I'm about to hop in the shower, I hear, boom, police, SWAT team,
Oh.
get down, get down, get down.
Oh.
And it wasn't like me, but it was about 3 doors down.
Okay.
Oh,
So I was like,
my.
okay, well, I guess I'm not going to shower right now. I'm going to see what happens. I peek my head out, and there's
no.
one of the SWAT team guy goes, stay inside.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, just stayed inside. I'm telling the other guys that came up with us, and they were still at the show. Like, I'm like, hey, just hang back. There's something
Yeah.
going on here with the cops, and there's a whole SWAT team and all that stuff. And so finally, after a little bit, so they ended up coming back, but they hung out in the back of the parking lot and stuff. So then I'm like, okay, I need to get ready. Like, get ready, all that kind of stuff. And then I'm just gonna go and walk out and. Because at that time, like, I wasn't hearing anything going on. So by that time, they already had everybody cuffed up, and they were all sitting in the hallway.
Oh,
so, like, I
my.
open my door, and there's, like, 2 dudes and a couple chicks all tweaked out and, stuff like that are, sitting in cuffs. And I look at them and just go, all right, just walk the other way. But there was a big old SWAT van outside, and then we were talking to one of the sergeants and all that stuff. So that was a fun part of that. But then on the way home.
Very colorful.
Yes.
Yeah. So on the way home, our friend Juanito, he had, S10 Blazer, bagged on 22s. He probably drives it a lot, but the tires that were on there were probably 10 years old.
Oh.
So he lost both front tires on the
Road
drive
there,
home.
yeah.
Like, basically, it just started splitting.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
so now we finally, like, were able to he had a spare with him. So we put one of the spares on, but then, like I said, the other one started to split. So we finally made our way back into Redding. And it's Sunday, and we're trying to find tire place. No tire places open. And where are you ever going to find a 22-inch tire
Oh, yeah.
in
No,
Redding,
right.
California?
That's
Yeah.
not
Good luck.
a
on
no.
a Sunday.
Yeah.
No.
So what we ended up doing, luckily, we
In a small town.
Yeah.
but
good
we were
luck.
at the gas station, like, trying to figure it out and, like, see what we were going to do. And this dude rolls up on his Harley with his chick, like, full on biker style. And we're talking to him, and he's like, oh, my son's got an S10 that he put off-road tires on. So he's got a set of S10 wheels. He's all, but the tires are probably shot.
Oh,
So, but we're like, okay, well, let's go So we went to this guy's house, bought the wheels for $50.
Oh, so you can buy
So we could
normal
put-
wheels. Got it. There's
put cheap tires
Thank
on.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
turned out they were like S10 Extreme wheels, so he ended up making money on the whole deal because he sold those. He cleaned them up and sold
That's
those
funny.
with brand new tires back home.
That's a great
So we
idea.
had to end up staying a day later, on all that, and then so he's driving on the way home with an S10 that's bagged and painted and custom graphics with
Wimpy
crappy
wheels.
15-inch wheels and tires.
Wheels.
On
You
the
are
front
showing
of
a photo of that,
So,
right?
I'll have to. Yeah,
You
I know I
better
have. I know I
You
have
better
it.
have a
Right.
photo of that.
I know I have it, but I'll definitely pop it on there. So, like I said, it was some great adventures all the way around on that.
Nice.
Well, and I had a question. You said you had to stay an extra day.
Yeah.
Did you go back to the hotel?
No, we didn't go to that Best Western.
Hell no.
No.
We already knew what you were getting into with that hotel.
Yeah, but we didn't want to get into that.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember where we stayed in Reading still, but I think we just found some other
You didn't
random
go to
hotel.
Lake Shasta?
No, because we.
You're coming back now.
Well,
I
that was
know.
the thing. We
Yeah,
wanted.
You want to
okay,
get further back.
7 in the morning or wherever that tire
Yeah.
shop opened up.
Yeah.
We were there to get the tires popped on. Brought the tires to them in our friend's truck.
Sure.
Andy's
That
truck.
was the goal,
Got
yeah.
them swapped on. Got those. Put them on. The back at the hotel parking lot, and then good to go. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
With no other incident that you can remember.
Well,
On the rest of the way home, no.
Good
No,
to
I
hear.
don't think
Good
so.
to hear. Phew.
No.
didn't Andy's truck have something wrong with it?
Not on that trip,
Okay.
I don't think.
That was another trip.
Yeah, it might have been another trip.
Okay,
So.
now you-
Last-
a less
last
fun-
one.
Now Marcel's had time to think.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. I've been thinking
Oh.
about the ones that I would be able to talk
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
I have to say, I left a few things out
totally-
of my story.
So I think I'm going to bring up some times at being at SEMA and the unusual situations you get into at SEMA rather than a road trip because, again,
It's a road trip.
Right? It's a
SEMA
road
is
trip.
like
It's a road trip.
Still, away for the week.
You feel like you've been
I know I
rode
just
hard.
brought this one up the other day, but the strangest.
Are you talking about the one when we were doing Brandon's truck?
I-
and
that
Not that
one's-
one. No,
okay,
no.
okay.
I'm doing like
Okay.
we're already at the SEMA show because I'm not going to talk about it on the road. I'm talking about the
Oh,
SEMA show.
okay.
So
Okay.
At the
I was
show.
gonna say,
So
well, this
at
is a
the
road.
SEMA I know, but
road trip.
we're
Okay.
going on road trips, so you got to
Okay.
drive
Okay.
to Vegas. So
All right.
It's during the
We
road.
talked
okay.
about your hotel.
So I will say that our friend Pincushion every year used to
Yeah.
have a party.
Yep.
And the parties were pretty exclusive. And to get into these parties, you're either on the list or you're not on the list, right? So I remember this year, it was one of those like, you're on the list, show up. I get there, I'm not on the list, right? So now I have to figure out how to get upstairs to this party. And I'm looking around. And of course, too, I bring like probably 5 or 6 people along with me, right? Being the only one on the list. But I'm not on the list. So I'm looking
Thanks, man.
around. I'm trying to figure this out. And there's and of course, the people I'm with are getting restless. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I look and Coolio is over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm kind of thinking about it for a minute, and I'm like, and I walk up, and I go, "Hey, you're like, what's up? Are you Coolio?" And he's all, yeah. And I'm like,
How are you going to ask Coolio?
No,
Coolio? I mean, come
what
on.
am I supposed to say? So I was like, "Are you Coolio?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Where's your people?" And he's like, "I'm
Your
just rolling."
people?
And he goes, "I'm just rolling myself." And I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Oh, nice meeting you." I walk over to the guy at the front, and I go, "Hey, listen, man, I'm with Coolio over there, and I got some people that we got to get upstairs, and like, can you make this happen?" And the guy he looks over and he sees, of course, Coolio's over, like he is over there. And so the guy goes, "All right."
Used him.
He goes, "All right, get your people and let's go upstairs." So of course I walk back over to Coolio and I'm like, "Hey man, are you waiting to go up there?" And he goes, "I'm waiting to do anything." And I'm like, "Well, we're all gonna go upstairs. You want to roll with us?" And he's like, "Sure."
He's like, you better say yes because you're my ticket.
Right? So we end up going upstairs and had a great time. The greatest thing about this was at the end of the night, I'm like, "All right, man, it's been nice hanging out." He's like, "Well, where are you going?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going back to my hotel." And he's like, "Well, cool, man. We roll." So he didn't have a place to stay. Stayed the first.
Coolio.
So what am I supposed to say to the guy? So first night he hangs out with me. The next day he got a hotel room because I was like, because he goes, what are you guys here for? I'm like, the SEMA show. He goes, "What's the SEMA show?" And I'm like, "It's this car." "Oh, hell yeah, I like cars." So now all of a sudden Coolio's rolling with me in the SEMA show.
Did you say come along and ride with me?
No,
on a fantastic
no.
voyage?
This comes later. This comes later.
That's good, Jason.
So I'm walking around the show, like doing my thing, like talking to people. And so as I'm talking to people, keep looking at me this, like going like,
Right? Yeah.
and so they're like, "Hey, is that Coolio behind me?" "Yeah."
Yeah,
And
that's
like
just,
Jason said.
that's
He's
just
the
my
one who's
Coolio.
lying.
Oh, yeah, he's with
My
us.
Coolio.
And so he goes,
He's
he
with
goes,
us.
he
You
goes,
have a photo, right?
"I don't."
What?
I don't.
It did not happen.
No, I'm telling you. You can
Unless there's
ask.
photographic evidence.
No, and that's what sucks. Well, the other thing that sucks, he's dead now. Yeah.
No, isn't that terrible?
No, and it sucks.
Which sounds like it
crying
makes for a
now on
perfect
that
story to
episode.
tell because
No,
there's no way
I
to
know.
verify it. No.
I know. I feel bad.
I've heard this story many times,
Yeah.
and it's
So
always
who
been
saw
the exact
you? Who
same.
saw you?
No, Richard Waiters.
Okay. Okay.
Get him on the horn.
Right?
That's
because
pretty
same
good.
thing. Because he was
Yeah,
just
he's
like,
trustworthy.
Yeah.
Magnaflow. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Is Marcel
Is
telling the
Marcel
truth?
telling-
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, what's say? Don't count on it. Don't count on it. You heard it here. The 8-ball has spoken. Now we gotta shit. Now I gotta get a hold of Hotline to Heaven and get a hold of Coolio. Damn it.
God.
Richard Waiters, you're my man.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll
I'm down.
verify.
Is he
Yeah.
still alive?
Yes.
Richard Waiters is still
Yes.
alive.
Okay,
I hope he
just
is.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope he is. Anyways, so
Get him
the
on the
match 8-ball.
podcast.
Let's talk about the match 8-ball because I will have to say, and this I know this is kind of a party thing, and so we'll ask it some questions. Why I was the director of marketing and operations for the Linex Corporation many, many moons ago. This was my managerial style. People would walk in and ask me a question. Should we order more material for our applicators? And I'm serious. I would have full-on meetings like this, and
You're like,
outlook
check-
not
check back
outlook
later.
good. Outlook good.
Like,
Should we
That was
have
a
a
good one.
meeting? Should we have a meeting about franchise operations?
Baja Forged, signature vehicle builds and off-road products built to forge your own path. Baja Forged was basically made because we loved off-roading. We loved the open roads. If you're looking for off-road products to help you get out on the terrain, visit bajaforged.com. Follow us on Instagram at Baja Forged for our latest builds.
Since 1987, GTS Customs has specialized in restomod Corvettes. From widened bodies to pro touring vehicles with all today's modern technology. If you've got a Corvette, an old Corvette, and you want to make it drive like something new, contact gtscustoms.com.
Ask again later.
Yeah, come back tomorrow.
It was a great way to manage people, right?
Because it's
And then you
not
just go,
you.
It's on me. It's the
not
magic.
on
The
you.
8-ball has spoken. So let's ask a few questions.
Okay,
First off,
we're doing 8-ball questions. Here we go.
Well, did we finish
get
with
this one
Coolio?
right.
We're done with Coolio.
Coolio, he hung out with you all week.
Yes, definitely. You already asked
Yes,
that question.
Yes, yeah.
You already finished.
I already finished.
You finished.
Okay.
Right, that was impressive. See?
Yeah.
It gets
Very
good.
things done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's ask this question: Are we ready for another season of High Octane Hustle?
Can I read it?
Are you ready?
I wanna read it.
Shake it, shake it,
She's
shake
like,
it,
I
shake it,
want
shake
it.
it.
I want to read it.
Right? Get out the
Gotta
glasses. Get the sunglasses.
Oh,
I love
geez.
that.
Oh, we're
Right? Okay. Theresa.
Definitely. I can't read that.
Well,
It's nothing. Oh, it's just the side.
Oh, you can't reshake. You can't
Yeah,
reshape
yeah.
it
Can't
upside down.
reshake
No,
it.
but you can't
Right.
reshape it upside down.
it's
That's
already-
not how it
the
works.
question's been asked.
That's not how it
question's
works.
been
Because then
asked.
you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't
let me
like that
keep-
one. I don't like that one.
No,
Right?
it's only
Yeah.
the side that was showing.
Wait.
So are
I'm
we
out of my
ready?
glasses.
Another season
Oh,
of
now we
High
got-
Octane Hustle.
Okay.
As I see it, yes. Well, I guess.
Horrible.
No. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Now,
All right.
Next
So
question.
stay tuned.
I like your managerial.
you like that?
Are we going to end this episode?
Is this a good note to end this episode on? Probably going to say, can I help? I really
Yeah,
want
it's not exactly the best. Ask again later.
Ask
so I
again
guess
later.
not.
So we're not asking that. So what are you going to
What's
ask?
our question?
No, you got to
Are
come up
we
with a question.
done with this episode?
Well, no,
Yeah.
we
I already asked it.
Do
Yeah,
you
we
have
gotta,
any-
we
okay.
gotta ask
Yeah,
again
that's
later.
twice.
We gotta
Yeah,
ask
ask
again
him
later.
Do you have any further questions of us?
Again, the show's not long enough.
Okay, Magic 8 Ball didn't say that.
Okay.
What
I know,
question
it's
did you
on the
ask?
side. That's what I'm saying. Oh, there.
Do you have any further questions of us?
Ask again later.
Yeah, there you go.
Ask again later.
All right. So
Okay.
are we done with this episode?
He's asking again later.
Keep asking again.
I think this is a malfunctioning.
It's not the great. I think the quality of the 8-ball's gone down quite a
Great.
lot.
Oh.
Here. Outlook not so good.
Not
Dang
so
it.
good. Wow. All right.
So we're just gonna keep going.
Keep going.
guess
So
we'll
does
keep
it?
going.
Right.
Going.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, technically we can. We could talk for what?
Yeah, what's on the horizon for you guys?
A lot more trucks. We just finished up a couple truck projects and a couple more trucks to finish up for Dino's Get Down in November.
Get down.
What's on the Sorry.
No,
They're short
I was
questions.
going to ask you guys the same.
Yeah.
Well, I was asking her.
Me. So with Real Deal, we have the Harley Davidson Pan America build
Yeah.
Nice.
that we're doing. I decided that I'm gonna finally again go racing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Girl.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Where you
Hell
go
yeah.
racing?
Thanks for that.
I like the high fives.
Yeah.
I don't, because then I'll have to edit out the plate.
The 68 Ford Bronco that I have sitting there. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh
like,
my
it's
gosh.
something to use
Right.
to go
Cool.
do. So
I love that.
So the goal for next year is we have KOH, Mint 400, and Nora.
I love
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so
So,
happy
yeah,
for
so
you.
you're going to go down to Mexico with it.
I sure am.
Nice.
Yeah, we have before, yeah,
Yeah.
with that one, yeah. But I mean, it's stock right now, 289.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's so we're like,
And what
okay,
class would you be raised, or what's the class for that?
Well, depending on the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's
am
always that.
Working on the proposals right now to see, stock or modified, what that would entail.
Yeah.
Getting into that. And so, so working on a proposal with Ford right now and stuff.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Very cool.
I'm glad I
excited
asked you
about
that question.
Yeah. So, and
That's
even
so
even
rad.
Icon was like, yeah, we can help you with some shocks and stuff. And I was like,
That is
rad.
so
Some
cool.
custom stuff. So,
That'll work.
yeah, I'm pretty
This
excited.
is perfect for you.
I'm pretty
That'd
stoked.
be cool.
So
That'll be fun.
I was kind of like, you know what? I have to just freaking do it,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Magic 8 Ball. Are we getting any younger? Wait, what's it
Outlook
say?
not so good.
As she says, what does it say? I can't read
Not
it.
so good. Oh,
I don't know which side is which.
my sources say no.
Ooh. Wow.
That's,
I don't like these sources.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
8 ball away.
So what's on your horizon?
Oh, boy.
You got that motor fixed.
Yeah, I got that motor fixed. Let's start there. More of the same stuff. I don't have really anything different. It was great to meet Dino and Terry this weekend, so I might go hang out with people there. I don't know. That might be too many people for me. Got a lot of teaching going on. I just might.
There's a lot. There's thousands.
Yeah, because she was saying there's like 8,000 trucks or 9.
Yeah, there's
more
9,000
than that.
trucks.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's a big show.
Count how many other people.
big
yeah.
show.
Yeah. You multiply that by 4. I'm like, maybe I might dip out on that. But I did talk to her about teaching her how to drive her Corvette, so she's
Nice.
down for that. So we
Nice.
might meet in
Perfect.
Scottsdale and do a
Yeah,
good
that'll be
guys
fun.
event there with them. But
That'll be fun.
yeah, just more of the same. Yeah, I'm not getting any younger either.
What is the
8 ball says so.
Jason keeps going back to it. I like
Right?
this. I like this.
You might have to
even
cut
one.
that
I don't
out.
think
Are we
I've ever
getting
had
any
one.
younger?
I
Yeah.
flipped off the 8 ball.
Yes, definitely.
Oh!
What the hell, Bobby Hill?
Sorry.
Good.
It's
never lies.
Women don't get younger. The guys get younger, huh? And the women
Yeah.
get older.
No, we just get hotter.
I feel older.
Yeah, we feel older.
I feel older.
We don't get older.
Believe me.
That's how Jason I'm like, what is wrong with you? Come on.
No, starts to feel it.
Oof.
Well, you guys, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
For
guys.
Thanks
letting
for
us
stopping
be,
by
I
as
was gonna
well.
say for
I
letting
know.
us be here in the Unabomber shed.
In the undisclosed location.
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's ju-
No,
hey,
we're not locked in.
This is studio.
Don't worry.
This is studio 8. Studio number 8 for the 8 ball.
Oh, I was like,
Or is it also because
it's like SEAL Team 6.
I
You
was
don't know
gonna
how many
say-
other
I was
studios
just
there are.
saying. That's what I was saying.
Area
You
51.
Keep people
We're
there.
like-
No,
51.
SEAL Team 6 was like the first SEAL team.
Right.
Oh.
Because you don't know how many teams they have.
Because maybe there's 5
Maybe
other
there's
ones
maybe
that there
four
are.
on its way.
Don't
Yeah,
they tell you
don't
to
know.
do that when you order your first checkbook? Don't go with 0001.
Because people, you
People
just gotta
think,
do,
oh,
yeah, right.
you
Start with
just-
1,000 one.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So I can see the logic.
We did that
there.
with our car show. We would start at 100 for the registration.
Oh.
So then it was like, oh man, there's
Man, I'm
500
already
trucks
100?
here.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
Which we would get that many, but still, it just looked nicer.
It's a little bait and switch
Mm-hmm.
action. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this wild and crazy show.
Hopefully you're able to follow along with it.
they're our editors too, so hopefully
it's
they
gonna be
did a
our
really
issue
good
to-
job. It's on them.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have the bouncing
Right?
ball.
We don't have to do anything from here. We're done.
Yeah, I know. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Follow, like, subscribe, all of that. I'm Fastlane Jane.
And I'm Design Muse.
Until next time.
This was High Octane Hustle, the podcast.
Dun, dun, dun.